Reading, but on your Switch or portable console. Kyo! Welcome back to Cozy Bichota. We're going to talk about a genre that I think is highly underrated and a way for you to get really immersed and engaged with reading if you're the type of person that really likes comic styles or visuals and has really been trying to get back into reading. Or maybe you're just an avid reader but want to combine some gaming with it. One of my favorite things to do after a long day is unwind with a book in bed or during my long commute to work, grabbing my e-reader and reading along the way. And a way that I have found to really engage and have fun with reading is through visual novel games. They are engaging, vibrant, have characters designed for you, have some of the best soundtracks as well. So in this list, we're going to talk about my favorite ones, a game that I have on my backlog, and an upcoming game that I'm super excited about. To start off, we are going to talk about Coffee Talk, and Coffee Talk series as a whole is probably my favorite of this genre. I adore the 90s style pixel art and anime influence as you manage your customers and coffee shop in a very relaxed manner. Coffee Talk is a game about listening to people's problems and help them by serving a warm drink out of the ingredients you have. Immerse yourself in the stories of alternative Seattle inhabitants with a wide range of stories to share. Coffee Talk is engaging, it is beautiful, it's got those pixel art graphics that I adore in games, and it just feels like a coffee shop in your hands. The second game on the list is the second one in the Coffee Talk series, and that is Coffee Talk Episode 2, Hibiscus and Butterfly. In this second game in the series, you go back to your coffee shop to prepare drinks for some of your favorites from the original Coffee Talk, and also meet new characters with their own stories. This time, there are more options for drinks to concoct and little interactions. Next on the list, we have Tavern Talk, which has all of those amazing elements of Coffee Talk, but a more D&D inspired take on it. In Tavern Talk, you gather rumors, serve magical drinks, and meet adventurers on a life-changing quest. The beauty of this game is that it gives very similar vibes to Coffee Talk, with more storybook-driven characters and recipes to unlock depending on what your character needs. Tavern Talk also recently released a paid DLC taking place after the story of Tavern Talk, with a new character, recipe and infusion, narratives, and hours of new content. Up next, in that endearing pixel art style that I love, we have Until Then. In this game, you play as a high school student exploring everyday relationships and friendships, completing class projects together, exploring social media, and engaging in mini-games. Until Then reminded me a lot of A Space for the Unbound in that high school setting, only this one is inspired by Filipino culture. And last on this part of the list is a game that was the first one that got me into visual novels, and that is Witchy Life Story. Witchy Life Story tells the story of a young witch who is helping save the Harvest Festival after being a bit of a letdown to your own family. So Grandma gives you a last chance to prove yourself. You help the town by completing quests, tending to your garden, and brewing potions, and even a little romancing. The colors of this game are so vibrant, and it is very text heavy. So if you want a very immersive reading experience, I do recommend this one. Editing Natalia here to mention a game that I can't believe I almost forgot to include in this list, and that is Videoverse. I finished Videoverse last year, and let me tell you, I absolutely loved it. This visual novel takes place in a fictional video game era where a gaming system and a social network were extremely popular and about to close down. So you take on the story of the main character navigating the changes that are going on with the internet and facing all these online different characters as well. This game really combines my love of retro gaming and visual novel together, and I do highly recommend it if it's something that you are really interested in, especially if you like adventure, indie style things, and a little touch of anime. And the game that I have on my backlog that I'm hoping to get a hold of, especially during this wintry season that's coming up, which I always find super cozy to snuggle up with a book, is Beacon Pines, and I got this one during the spooky season but never got a chance to actually read it since I got overwhelmed and flustered with all the new releases and prioritized those first. Beacon Pines seems like the perfect visual novel. The game takes place in a storybook, literally bringing reading right into a game. In this creepy adventure, you make new friends, unlock hidden truths, and collect words that can determine the course of fate. And for an upcoming release that I'm super excited about, that I got really excited about during the Nintendo Direct and Indie Direct that was earlier this year, is the third installment in the Coffee Talk series, and that is Coffee Talk Tokyo. Coming out in 2025 is Coffee Talk Tokyo. Given away by the title, this time around you run a coffee shop in Tokyo. Beloved old characters return, as well as new ones as you brew up even more drinks, use stencils to elevate your latte art skills, and listen to stories. Of all the games I am looking forward to next year, this is at the very top. And there you have it. That is my list of visual novel games, and if you've been trying to get back into reading, want to have a nice little cozy time, especially as the weather starts getting a little bit colder, I find reading to be so comforting with a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, even some hot cocoa. These are the games that I have thoroughly enjoyed. I'm looking forward to tackling my backlog and super anticipating next year's release of being a phenomenal addition to the Coffee Talk series. If you love cozy and gaming content, make sure to subscribe and also like this video, as it definitely helps me out. And from one bichota to another, stay cozy and see you next time. Adios!